Good evening. How's everybody doing this fine summer day? My name's Ian Witherspoon. I'm your host, and I am Between Taorminas. Welcome to the program. It's so nice to be here after a nice long holiday weekend. You got kissed by the sun a little bit.
Yeah, whatever.
Could you say you did?
No.
Oh, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Ian. How
You
are
wore your bonnet. You didn't get too much sun.
I got a lot of sun last week, and then I just stayed inside, I guess, on Saturday, and I was focusing on writing books and fixing computers up north.
Wow, very productive.
Yes.
Writing books, fixing computers,
Mm-hmm.
curing diseases.
No, not curing
No?
diseases, not yet.
Do that next time.
Yeah.
All right, so boys, let's talk about sports, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
You got some notes for later?
Yep, writing down some notes.
Can't wait to see those.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about NBA free agency right now, among some other things. Things have gotten a bit interesting here in the NBA. You know, with Boston trading
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce.
Boston getting a kid coach, too.
They got kid coach.
A kid coach. Ugh.
What are you doing?
I'm just writing down some notes. You know, you see, I'm just writing down what my thoughts are. Of course, I'm writing down on Brad Stevens, of course.
How about you share your thoughts, not write them down? No
Can
one
we
can
talk
read.
about the big trade,
What
which was
trade?
Dwight Howard made a decision to go to the Houston Rockets, ditching the Los Angeles Lakers, turning his back on Kobe Bryant, turning his back on Paul Gasol, all because for what? Because of Mike D'Antoni? I think, basketball-wise, good decision. I mean, you got a chance. There's not as much expectation in Houston. But you've got James Harden there. You've got Kevin McHale as their coach. You know, basketball sense, it makes sense. But in terms of how he did it to the Lakers, no.
You know, I wrote in my notes here, I think Dwight Howard is completely selfish. This guy is so egotistically centered that he thinks he's like God.
What?
And like the center of the universe. He's not God.
What?
That's already been given to Shaq. Shaq had the rightful thing to diss Dwight Howard, calling him weak. I think if you look at it here, and what does this move do for Houston? I mean, they're probably the fifth best team in the Western Conference right now behind San Antonio, Oklahoma City, the LA Clippers, and the Golden State Warriors. So those are the teams that I think, you know, I don't think this is a good move at all. I think this is going to lead to disaster and some friction and some jealousy. Because this is clearly James Harden's team. This isn't Dwight Howard's team right now.
You think?
And Omar Asik wants to be traded.
You think the issue with Kobe Bryant could have played a role, indirectly?
Maybe. But also him fitting into Mike D'Antoni's system really did not help.
Well, I mean, you look at Mike D'Antoni's system. I mean, really, it's small ball. You're going up and down the court. You know, Shaq even struggled with it at times.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, it's true, but also that Shaq
It's not
did play
enough
for
for a
Mike
big man.
D'Antoni.
Yes, he did. But it's not good enough. His system's not good for a big man. You know, and
Yeah,
Dwight
but
Howard is seen as
Yeah,
a
but
big
his
man.
system is you don't play any defense. That's what the Lakers don't play.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, what's your viewpoints about the kid coach? Ian's favorite coach, the kid coach.
Brad Stevens going to Butler's not a good move because I think that Boston is gambling. I don't think Rajon Rondo will be there much longer.
He looked good in red, white, and blue.
Well, I don't think he's going to the Pistons.
I meant the Clippers.
Maybe the Clippers.
Just kidding.
But I think if you look
They have a point guard.
Yeah, they do.
Can't remember his name.
I think, but if you look
pretty good.
at Brad Stevens as a coach, I think he's going to struggle here in Boston because Rick Pitino had a problem when he went from college to the NBA. You know, I know Red Auerbach was pretty young in himself when he was about 35. Brad Stevens is 36. I mean, I just think that the college coach to the NBA, not going to work out well. It has not, and it probably won't. It'll probably continue.
I want to talk about the Pistons briefly, if I can. You hear rumors about Chauncey Billups maybe wanting to come back to Detroit?
Yeah.
What do you think about that,
Not
Abe?
happening.
Why not?
It's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
Nope.
You're not an optimist.
I'm an insider, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Alright.
Why would you want him back? What would we need him for?
I think we're good for mentor role.
I think he probably just wants to win, and he's not going to do that here, not anytime soon.
I say bringing in Chauncey Billups is a good move because
For us,
for you, yes.
not for him.
Yeah.
Because here's why: you got Rasheed Wallace coming back as an assistant coach.
Yeah.
Also, I think Chauncey Billups. You know, I'm not sold on Brendan Knight. Not sold on Rodney Stuckey. Not so. I mean, like, where was this trade between Toronto and the Pistons was supposed to come out with Rudy Gay supposed to come in here? That sadly did not happen. But also, I still think you got to trade Stuckey and Charlie Villanueva to get at least a very good asset to come here.
Well, look, here's how it goes right now. We have Josh Smith. Just signed him, right? That moves him to the 3. Small forward. Is Josh Smith a small forward?
No, he is a selfish player.
Okay.
Okay.
So how does he fit in with Greg Monroe?
He does
On the
not
floor at the
fit
same
in.
time.
He does not fit in well
What about
because
Andre Drummond?
he does not fit in well in this style of play because if you look at what Josh Smith is that, yeah, he's freakishly athletic, but also he's not as good as what people think. You know, I don't trust this new shooting guard they got. I don't even trust this team, period.
So
Even
what
though
do they do with Greg Monroe? How do they fit together with Josh Smith?
I think Josh Smith it's going to be very interesting with him with Monroe and Drummond. I think that it does move Josh Smith to the 3. The question is, can he play team basketball? And that's the big concern about, can Josh Smith play team basketball? I think that's a worry that Sammy has. I think that Josh Smith, he's done very well in his 9-year career in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he's more than capable of doing some great things. But I mean, I think that there's a lot of expectation on Josh Smith. And a lot of money too.
Do we think Greg Monroe needs to be moved, as in out of town, for a true number 3, and then you can move Josh to the 4, right? Pair him with Drummond at the 5.
I just don't think Josh Smith is a good fit here.
Well, he's here for 4 years.
Yeah,
I
but
think you
they
keep
overpaid.
Monroe because I think they have expectation. They have plans for Monroe. They have plans for Drummond. They have plans with Josh Smith.
Well, Drummond's staying no matter what,
Right.
and Drummond will get along on the floor with anybody because he's a 7-foot freak who's going to play a true center. But then you have these other 2 guys, power forwards, small forward. What do you do? It'd be interesting.
You're
It'll be
paying
interesting.
Josh Smith $14 million a season. That's not good. That's a little too much.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do NBA talk for the week. We'll come back to it. Next week's summer league will be over.
Yep.
We'll get a better look at the young guys.
Yep.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little NHL free agency right here between Taorminas.
I know on TV.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on Orion Neighborhood Television. Thank you so much for joining us. So, can I see what you're working on over there, buddy?
Nope.
Can I just take a look?
Nope.
Yeah, what is it? What do you got?
Well, I'll tell you who was a big winner in this whole thing. In free agency.
In what whole thing?
It was the free agency. It was the Dallas Stars.
Let me see what you got there.
Nope.
Let me just see what you
Nope.
got. Let me just take a little look.
Nope. I'll tell you why they're a winner.
Why?
They acquired Tyler Seguin.
Oh.
He's a 21-year-old center.
Why do we have the new Dallas Stars logo on here?
Because I
Why?
like it. I like it. I love it.
It's a horrible logo.
It's a beautiful logo because they take a look at what the Stars have. They actually are now the 9th highest payroll team in the NHL right now, which is beautiful because I got to give credit to a former Detroit assistant general manager, Jim Nill, because he's turned around this franchise, acquired 3 centers, including getting Sean Horkoff, who I think is a good player, and also you take a look at what Dallas has. I think Dallas is going to surprise people in the Western Conference this year. It wouldn't surprise me. I think they're a playoff team for sure, and it also moves Jamie Benn to his normal position at the wing.
How exciting. Making the playoffs, getting bounced in the first round as
Stars will
an
make
AC.
the playoffs because Jim Nill has done a magnificent job. Admit it. Admit it. Jim Nill has done a magnificent job with Dallas Stars, and he has done a magnificent job with the free agent class. It's not only getting younger, but also getting in some players and some talent, especially in the NHL draft. They drafted Niskanen, who is going to be a very, very good player. A lot of comparisons to Genny Malkin.
I didn't know we were doing Stars Insider here.
It's a good team. Dallas will be a good team. You just watch. Tom Ghilardi has made his stamp on
One
his team.
team that I will say had a pretty good draft. Can I be on? As much as I don't
you
like
love
to
the Red
be,
Wings. I know. You've been nothing but compliments the past few months.
I know what's up with me. I'm a proud Avs fan, always will be.
Yeah,
but I got to give credit to the Wings. I got to give credit to the Wings for making the. They had a pretty good draft themselves, you know.
I would guess.
They might have been. They might be the biggest winners of the draft.
No, they're not. Dallas is. Stars are.
Well, you know what? The
Yeah,
thing with the
top
draft
5 talents
is
go down to 10
we're
overall.
not going to see these guys for a while.
Actually, you're going to see Niskanen.
You don't think?
You will see Niskanen this year, I guarantee you.
Well,
It's because they're so devoid of talent in Dallas.
Niskanen is going. Niskin is a
it
talent.
depends. It depends
He
what
is a
talent.
talent. He's very, very good.
It
You just
depends
watch.
it depends who. It depends who they develop. If you look at it realistically, you know the Avs got the first round pick. They got McKinnon, a really good player for Colorado. I'm excited to see how he does. I'm very curious to see how the Avs do this year. I'm very curious to see how the Wings do this year.
You're old. Detroit's old.
Old.
Daniel Alfredsson to Detroit.
Yeah, that's
It's terrible.
that's
And then Stepan Weiss, a player that I've never heard of.
How old is he?
Probably 30. He played in Florida.
I think he's like 27 or he's
I
under
thought
30.
22.
No.
Okay.
What I was working on is the Stars depth chart.
Why
That
don't you
was
hold
what
it
I was
up?
working
Why don't you hold it up?
Nope, I'm not gonna hold it up.
Hold it
I'll
up.
let everybody know what the depth chart will be in the next few weeks, of course, before hockey season starts. I have a lot of confidence and a lot of belief in the Dallas Stars this year.
You really
You
think
just
it?
watch. You watch. Well, you might have gotten away and went on to the lovely Eastern Conference. You got to deal with the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Ottawa Senators, and even better yet, the Boston Bruins, which I think Boston's a better team than Detroit right now. And I also think the Toronto Maple Leafs are a better team than Detroit right now.
Toronto.
Yep.
What?
If you look at it here, and then you look at the new division that the Stars are in, you got Chicago in there, sure, but I don't think St. Louis is that good. I think Dallas is the second best team in that division behind Chicago.
You're nuts. You are nuts.
How am I nuts?
You're just nuts. You're just full of it.
Stars will make the
You are
playoffs.
full
They
of
will
it.
be the number 2 seed
Number
in that
2
division.
seed.
Number 2 seed in the West. You got to be kidding me.
They will be. They're going to be very, very good. You just watch. The Stars' young guns are going to have a big, big
I'm going to
year.
enjoy it watching when the Avalanche kick the crap out of the
Are the
Stars.
Stars better than the Kings?
Yes.
Are the Stars better than the Sharks?
Yes. Well, remember, this is a new realignment year.
Are Stars better than the Wild?
Yes. Minnesota has Parise and
Are the
Suter.
Stars
What
better?
they got?
Are the Stars better than Vancouver?
No. Oh, wait, yes.
Oh, you did kind of
Oh dear.
Stars.
So the Stars are better than the Kings.
Yes.
who went to the Western Conference Finals, while the Dallas Stars were doing what now?
Weren't they joining me in the golf course?
I think they were golfing.
Yeah, but this is a whole different Stars team because if you look at it here, they've done much, but they got mostly Detroit's scouting department, and of course they got Detroit's assistant general manager, Jim Nill.
I'm
Gotta
going to
give props
enjoy
to
watching
Jim
the
Nill for what he's
Avalanche
done.
beat the Stars this year.
I had a talk with Pat Caputo yesterday.
I'm going to enjoy watching
Pat
the
Caputo
Stars.
said the Stars, they're going to be a better team than what people think. You just watch.
What seed did they finish last year in the West? 12th.
My Avalanche finished last, and I'm not. And I don't complain about this here.
Let me just see that.
Nope.
All right, sorry. Any other teams we want to touch on about, Columbus? They got an interesting signing. What's
Columbus.
his name? What's that guy's name? Horton
Horton, yeah, he's
from
not,
Boston.
He's not
Went to
bad.
Columbus. That's kind of weird.
Nashville. Nashville's not going to be too
Nashville.
bad.
Eh,
Not too
Look
bad.
at- Well, Nashville's got a good defense. You got Seth Jones, Shane Weber, then you got Pecorine over there.
Ian, quick question. What do you think about the Wings division with the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers?
love it.
You love it?
Get to beat up on teams that shouldn't, or cities that shouldn't have hockey teams.
So you don't think Tampa Bay should have hockey team?
No.
You don't think Steve Yzerman should be general manager?
I think he should be general manager, but elsewhere, perhaps. Like in a team from Canada, Northern America.
Do you think Tampa or Florida should move to a town like Quebec?
I think they're much more
You know what?
deserving
You
of a
know
hockey
what?
team.
You know what makes me happy? You know the Phoenix Coyotes? They finally might have got a new owner after all these years.
They're going to stay in Phoenix,
They're gonna
right?
stay in Phoenix. They're not going to move to Seattle. They're not. Gonna
That's
move to
another
Quebec.
shame.
That's beautiful.
You know why? Another great team that should be moving from the Big D.
Nope, they will not move. Tom Gallardi's got family in Dallas, and I doubt Tom Gallardi will sell the Stars.
He's got
I
family,
wonder if the
but does
Wings
he
will
have
move
fans?
to Windsor.
He's got fans there in Dallas. There is a lot of fans in Dallas, that they're going to be just fine.
Have
Do you
they
think
ever
the Wings
sold
will
out their
move to
arena?
Windsor? Yeah, they sold out the arena a couple times.
A couple times.
Yeah, they sold them out. Yeah, because if you look at it, the Stars, you just watch. Stars' young talent is going to prove.
Do you think the Wings will move to Windsor?
Yeah, I think so.
They should move to
Yeah,
Windsor.
they should.
They should.
Yeah,
Canada will get quite a bit of profit.
they
if
should
the
just
Wings
carry
do
the stuff straight across the tunnel.
that. They
You
should.
look at what the Stars have. I mean, they're going to
The
be
Stars
fine.
should move back. The Stars should move to Omaha. Omaha deserves
They don't deserve to move to Omaha.
They deserve to move to Omaha.
What about Seattle? Should Seattle get a hockey team?
Yes, Seattle should get a hockey team, just
Yeah.
not from Denver.
Not from Dallas either. Dallas is the Lone Star State. Victory Green is going to be the team that prevails.
They need
this
to get their
season.
gold back.
Who's their coach? Mike Modano?
Lindy Ruff. Lindy Ruff's going to do a very good job there in Dallas.
Hatcher? What's his name? Which Hatcher brothers is their coach?
It's not Hatcher.
Oh.
It's
I'm
Lindy
curious
Ruff.
about Patrick Waugh, how he'll do as the Avs coach.
I wonder if he'll try to fight Mike Babcock.
He'll beat Mike Babcock.
I don't think so.
He's already beaten up Patrick. He's already beaten up Chris Osgood, Mike Vernon, and Dominic Hasek.
I'm going to review those tapes again because I think you were watching
Just
a
like
different
Claude
fight.
Lemieux beat up Darren McCarthy.
Oh,
All right,
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
We'll be right back on Between Taorminas, everybody.
Hey, this is Mickey York from Fox Sports Detroit. When I want to get the inside scoop on local sports, I watch Between Taorminas or Fox Sports Detroit.
We own a Habitat home.
I love working on my Habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de Habitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I pay for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Third and final segment of this edition. And let's touch on Tigers real quick, okay? Come next week, they'll be in the All-Star break, right?
the heck?
Tribute to give that a tribute to was it Mike Adams, I believe?
How-
Or Paul Adams? Yep.
How has the Tribe done against the Tigers this year?
They've only won one game.
They've won 3 games.
3 games.
Out of
But it's a tribute to the Cleveland Indians.
yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you are aware that the Tigers are starting to reestablish themselves as the head of the Central Division again.
We have by
After being
2.5.
But after being down a game, a game and a half to the Indians, half game to the Indians, it's a nice bounce back for the Tigers. They took 3 out of 4 in Toronto, which is a very hard place to play. And then at present they've taken 2 out of 3 with Cleveland, pending what happens tonight, pending if rain out, of course. But I mean that if you're a Tigers fan, you gotta be happy. Cabrera, despite having the injured back, still is hitting home runs. Prince hitting home. Peralta's gotten going. Alex Avila's gotten going.
My man.
I mean, also Torrey Hunter almost hit the cycle.
Victor Martinez.
V-Mart doing well. I mean, if you're a Tigers fan, you got to be just giddy and excited about that.
Too bad we all aren't Tigers fans. So.
Well, you gotta see here. You gotta see here. If you're a Cleveland fan, you still have to have faith.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, next year.
Even though that your pitching staff got blown up the other day with Masterson giving up at least 6 runs to the Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
The Cleveland Indians are just, they're lucky to be competing with the Tigers right now. They really are.
I think Cleveland, Kansas City are going to make things interesting. Just watch.
We'll keep waiting for that.
Keep waiting for that.
Yep.
Yeah. So anything, Tigers, 6 All-Stars.
I'm
this
excited
year.
for that.
That's a.
Maybe 7 if Benoit gets added in.
Don't think he will, but
Never say never.
There's been a lot of talk about maybe not everybody on the roster is deserving enough to be there.
Well,
Josh-
Scherzer's deserving.
Yes.
Verlander, he's fairly. To be fair, he's had a rough.
His name is what got him in the ballot there.
got him. Cabrera obviously deserving. Fielder obviously deserving.
Yeah.
I think all those 6 deserve to go.
You think they all deserve
Peralta's
to go?
having a great year, and also, Peralta's having a great year, and also Torrey Hunter. It's the name Torrey Hunter. It says it all.
What about the name Yasiel Puig?
He'll be there.
You gonna vote him in?
You're gonna
I'll
vote him in.
If he's not there, that's
That'd
yet
be
another
sad.
area where Major League Baseball screws up.
Yasiel Puig's been the most impressive player in the major leagues.
He's very exciting to watch.
He is. He's crazy to watch.
Yep.
Almost a train wreck.
It kind of reminds me of somebody I know that plays softball. And I guess I'm talking about myself. I kind of remind myself of Puig when I play.
Puig's a good man.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, this is where the
Speaking
conversation
of baseball,
dips low here.
Speaking of baseball,
Yeah.
I want to address something. My call out for this week. My first call out involves the Detroit Tigers.
Oh no.
Tigers, you have a great opportunity coming up to establish your dominance in the Central Division. You're right. You were up quite a bit of games. I made 5-6 games on Cleveland. Then Cleveland came back after you lost to the Angels and the Rays. Now you've bounced back against the Blue Jays and the Indians. The Indians, probably your toughest competitors in the league. You've got a big series coming up against the White Sox. You've got a big series coming up against the Rangers, both at Comerica Park. Tigers, you have a chance to establish your dominance further in the Central Division. Let's see how it goes. Let's get it done. My next call out, we do get a lot of praise on our show. We do get a lot of positive reviews from fans. We get a lot of praise and compliments for each of our roles on BT. However, there's some critics out there who have said that we are, quote, that say that Sammy's too loud, that there's not enough debate, Ian's a bad host, I'm just horrible in general.
I don't think anyone's ever
Those
said that.
critics. No, there's actually a few.
Nah, I disagree.
That's up to you.
I disagree.
Critics. Why? Simple. If you've really watched our show, you got to understand, it's really just 3 guys talking about sports, having a good time, being positive, showing love and support, not just for our friendship, but for the community of Lake Orion as well. I know a lot of you guys think that we're too pro Lake Orion. We're from Lake Orion. Can you blame us? At the same time, you guys need to look at yourselves in the mirror. If you guys want to have competition with BT, step up to the plate. Do I think it's going to happen? No, probably not.
Well, my call, of course, is a show here that recently just started up. You know, I'm going to call out, I mean, like, a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but
Especially these 6-year-old girls' parents.
Yeah, yeah, basically, I'm going to call out a show called Baking with Best Friends. Baking with Best Friends, why? You make cupcakes. Okay, like, I don't know. What do you do with the flavoring? Why? Why? I can't believe it here. I mean, like, I respect the fact that you got a baking stuff, but what are you really baking? I know you're baking cupcakes. I understand that. I mean, one day I'll be on, I want to come on your show. I want to come on your show, and I'll challenge you to a cupcake bake-off. I know I can win it. Now, but back to my thing here, what I have an issue with is...
Aren't they using Easy Bake Ovens?
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck an Easy Bake Oven is! What is that thing? Who are you? I mean, what are you doing? I can't believe it! Baking with Best Friends. I understand it's a good show. I know it's
Do you want to understand what the concept of baking with best friends is?
I had no idea. Maybe
Do you understand that?
I have no idea what that concept is.
Let me tell you the concept, okay? Baking with Best Friends is a show where two girls who are best friends
And very young.
Yes, and very young, happen to be baking cupcakes.
What are they baking?
They're making cupcakes or cakes or any other bread flavoring.
I challenge them! I can beat them in that!
Are you crazy?
I can do that.
You are crazy.
Yeah.
How can you live with yourself calling out another ON TV show?
I live with myself proud and dignity, especially calling out other shows.
How can you live with yourself with that?
Dear Lord.
Dennis James didn't show up, so I'm calling out Baking with Best Friends.
So you move to the 6-year-old girls. That's good. You got another one or
How
what?
low are you?
I do not have another one this
That's
week.
it?
Yep,
Okay.
that is it.
How
Okay.
low are you?
I'm not that low. It's like you look at what
You're pretty low.
Yeah, you're pretty low. You are pretty low. You have nothing to say. You have nothing to say.
What happens when these girls' parents come after you?
Yeah, what
Then
happens
what?
then?
I don't know.
Then what?
I don't know.
You gonna call them out too?
And what happens if they talk about us on their show?
We'll see.
Yeah.
What happens then?
What if they make a between Taorminas cake and throw it off a roof or something?
Yeah, they could do that, you know.
That's
I'll
bad juju.
respond, don't worry.
All right.
Oh,
Anything else you want
boy.
to say there?
Nope.
Well, it was at work. I got a chance to watch a couple of Lake Orion football players practice, a couple Lake Orion lacrosse players practice, and a couple of Lake Orion runners practice. Lake Orioners, keep up the good work.
All right.
All right, everybody. That's it. That's it from here. And remember, coming up next, of course, is Baking with Best Friends. Interesting. I can't wait to challenge them to a cupcake duel. Good night, Lake Orion.